Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel! My name is Megan. For those of you who are new here, welcome to a new weekly reading vlog and a new month. It is October 1st. It's Thursday. It's like 10:30 a.m. and I'm getting my crap together this morning, which feels amazing. It's a weird time to start a vlog, but I decided new month, we're gonna try this again. I don't think I have spoken with you guys since the first week of September, where I vlogged my return to school, which I'm really happy I have on camera. But since then, it has been a whirlwind and I'm tired. But let me catch you guys up. Basically, this morning I did film my CANDYLAND Picks My TBR, so now I know what I'm reading for October and I'm pumped. I have reduced my reading selections so that I can actually have time to read the books and review the books and just kind of hone in on my channel and be able to read more diversely and read more of what I'm in the mood for instead of just sticking to that TBR. So very excited. I love all the books that were kind of chosen for this month, so there's that. I have read a few books in September, which will be in my September wrap-up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch that and watch my TBR games because they are so fun. And what else? School has been kicking my butt. Work has been kicking my butt. It is always hard to work in the health sector with COVID, but I'm being extremely careful and I am trying to implement some forms of self-care into my daily life. I've been stressed to the point of losing my hair, which is very unhealthy. There have been a lot of things going on in the past few months that have kind of led up to this, but school especially is hard, but I love it, so one day at a time. So I decided that vlogging was definitely for me a form of self-care, as was reading. So we're vlogging for the next like 4 days and then we'll start weekly reading vlogs, but I thought new month, it's a great time to start fresh. I'm done for doctor appointments and all that jazz for a while. I only have a eye doctor appointment like mid-October, but if not, I'm free of appointments for now, which is great. It hasn't happened in like a year. So yay! Hope you guys are doing well and taking care of yourselves and being careful with COVID. COVID here in Canada and especially in Quebec has come back to bite us. Obviously, it's the second wave. It was predicted. I have been doing my part and staying home. I only go to work, I do school online, and I go to the grocery store, and that's about it. Does it make me feel like hitting my head in the wall? Yes, but do I think it's super important? Also, yes. I have asthma. People in my family have chronic illnesses. I know it's difficult, but I think we need to respect others, so I just hope you guys are doing well. Now for the reading portion. I have started a book and I'm 101 pages in, so I'm kind of dragging this one into October and hoping to finish it this weekend, and that is Chasing Lucky by Jen Bennett. I am super excited for this book. This was initially supposed to come out in June or July of 2020, and then it was pushed back because of COVID, and in the US it actually comes out in the hardback form in November now. I was very impatient, and so I decided to look on Book Depository, which is like the UK website, because I had found the cover of Serious Moonlight there that I really loved, and I found that the UK paperback version had actually come out, so I purchased it for myself. It was cheaper than the hardback, and I actually do like these covers. I love the American hardbacks, but this will do, and it was cheaper. So, yes, Chasing Lucky is Jen Bennett's newest YA novel. She has a few of them out now. This is a book that follows a main character who is called Josie, who lives with her mother. She knows who her father is, but they're not close at all. He is a famous photographer. He lives in LA, and Josie is actually an avid photographer as well. In the beginning of this book, they move back to her mother's hometown called Beauty. And her mother has had very negative past experiences in that hometown. She also says that her family is cursed when it comes to relationships. This part kind of reminds me of Don't Date Rosa Santos, which I really loved. And it's also kind of in a little town, kind of like Don't Date Rosa Santos. And this is kind of inspiring me to do this, like, books that are similar to each other. Like, if you like this, then read this. anyways. And so the story kind of takes off from there. Our main character's mother doesn't have the best reputation, and it's kind of been affecting our main character in more ways than one. Things happen at a party she goes to with her cousin when she has moved back to this town, which leads her to get into some trouble with this boy named Lucky, who was her childhood best friend, but they didn't end on the best of terms, and so he kind of takes the fall for her, and it all goes from there. Obviously, it's called Chasing Lucky, so you figure out what happens. This is not as fluffy as I thought it would be. Maybe it will be as the pages progress, but I think it's going to be a little bit more of a heavy YA contemporary versus just the fluffiness, but I don't mind it at all. I think it's going to have an interesting commentary on a lot of different things and societal expectations at the forefront. I think it's going to be the rekindling of an old friendship, and it's going to turn into a romance. We're 100 pages in. Our two kind of like our main character and love interest, which I'm guessing is a love interest, have not had a lot of one-on-one time, and I hope it changes soon. I think it will, but that's where we're at. This is what I'm trying to read this a week, and I also would like, I almost hit myself in the head, I also would like to read this book, which is Happily Ever After by Kelly Oram. This is the sequel and last book in the companion series. The first one was Cinder and Ella, which is an old book by now, and I haven't purchased any books really at all in a good while, except for like very used books on Amazon, which I have a parcel which I'll open with you guys and show you later in this vlog. But I have been kind of like on a low-key book buying ban, and I just caved for this one, which was like $10, which is fine. But I read Cinder and Ella 2 weeks ago and absolutely adored it. I'm going to talk about it more in my September wrap-up, but I loved that book, and it gave me kind of the giddiness of reading again, and I really appreciate it for that. It's kind of like online pen pal relationship where they don't know each other, as well as the celebrity trope, which, listen, they're my favorite tropes combined. Granted, it's not like the least problematic book there is, and it's not super diverse, so it's not like I'm saying you should read these books, but for my personal enjoyment, I'm really enjoying them, and reading is sometimes just about that. It's a side note, but I read the other one in the entirety of a Friday afternoon / evening, and so I know my boyfriend and I are planning on watching a movie probably tomorrow and having like a fondue, but I think I might try to squeeze in some of this as well as like a weekend read. It's short, it flies by, and so if I can read these two books, none of which are on my TBR, but it's fine. If I could read these two, I would be really happy. And yes, welcome to the vlog. I have class at 1, so I'm gonna take the next few hours to actually clean up the apartment, do some laundry, and that kind of stuff. I have some Halloween candy coming to me as well, which I'm really excited about. So I need to like clean, eat, and get ready for class, and I will probably update you guys at the end of my class, which is from 1 to 4. Hello friends, it is Saturday evening now. I didn't update you guys at all yesterday, and I didn't read because I started off the day with school and then I kind of started feeling a little bit crappy. So I laid down and then I spent some time binge watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine with my partner, and that was kind of our evening. This morning though, I did vlog a little bit. I think I included the footage before this. My partner and I went for a long walk and it was amazing. We saw some elks and they are protected and you can't like touch them or anything, but they're out in nature, and I think I was able to grab a little bit of that footage for you guys, and it was just such a peaceful morning. I think we went out for like an hour and a half, and then we did go to Value Village because that's where my boyfriend buys most of his clothes. He doesn't really like to spend a lot of money on clothes, and that's totally fine. So we found him some really nice clothes. I'll show you a little just because I'm really happy. But I also found a book, and that was probably the last time I was going out for a while because of COVID restrictions coming back where I'm living. I'm not going out, I'm not seeing family, I'm just isolating at home. I never usually go out. I think I've went to Value Village twice since COVID happened, and the furthest I've gone is to my parents' house. But I did find a book and I wanted to share it with you guys, and that is Beautiful Bastards by Christina Lauren. This is book 1 in their series. This is, I believe, like the first book they have written together, and it says more than 2 million reads online. I think this was either on Wattpad or just like online, and it has been like released in print. I have disinfected the book, but this was like $3 and it was on my Amazon wish list for the longest time. I really wanted to try this series. It's a very long one, so I don't know if I'm actually going to commit to it, but I was really happy that I found at least the first book in the series. It's a lot smuttier than what they usually do, hence why I'm not sure if I'm going to love it or not. But nonetheless, I do have it now and want to read it. Plus, I've been doing so good. I don't think I've purchased a book in September aside from a few used books, and I want to keep it that way. So the books, I think I mentioned I received a package with used books in it from Amazon. If not, I did receive a package. I had purchased it at the end of August. I have purchased a few books that are like trickling in from used third-party sellers on Amazon, and those are 3 romances, so I thought I'd share them with you guys. They are in brand new condition, but because they were for third-party sellers, I got them for 60 or 70% off. So very happy about that. The first one, and the one I'm most excited about, is Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. This cover is absolutely adorable. I love the colors. This is an adult romance. All the books in the stack are. This book follows Evie Summers, who is our main character, and basically her job in this book is to prove that you can fall in love like people do in the movies, and it's to convince some sort of client, and I guess that she kind of tries to replicate things from movies in order to like prove her point. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but I've heard a lot of great things about this one, and I love the cover, and it sounds kind of like a rom-com romance, which are my favorite, so I've been really eyeing this one for a long time, and it has finally got to me. Then we have Blitzed by Alexa Martin, which is the 3rd book in the... what is this series even called? The first one is Intercepted and the second one is Fumbled. The 3rd is coming out, the 4th is coming out in October, I believe, but this is like a NFL romance companion novel series. Basically, the first one follows the girlfriend of this football player and the story that kind of unravels from there. I think I read it in a vlog, which I'll link in the cards if I can remember and find that vlog. I do own Fumbled, and so when I found this one for a super discounted price, I decided to purchase it because I loved the first book. I heard, I think it was Ashley on Read It or List It, which is my favorite bookish podcast from 2 of my favorite bookstagrammers. She mentioned that this series actually resembles the Bromance Book Club series, and I highly agree, except that Bromance Book Club is baseball and this one deals with football, but they really resemble themselves, and I really like both of those series. And the last book is Real Men Knit by Kawana Jackson. I'm so sorry if I butchered that first name. This, I believe, is another author of color because Alexa Martin is also an author of color. And this one follows, I think it's a boy whose were a group of boys whose adopted mother died, and she had a knitting shop, and so they decide to kind of take on the legacy and keep working at the knit shop, and it's like the romance of one of the brothers, question mark, I'm not really sure. But yes, those are the books I've purchased. I don't have much more to say because I haven't read anything yet, but once I figure out my plan, I'll jump back on here and let you guys know what we're doing. But we are having fondue for dinner and I'm really excited. Hello friends, it is Sunday, it is noon now, and I just filmed a video. I filmed my September book haul, and I forgot that these two books were in like a little extra unboxing I did, and I've been looking for these books all over my bookshelf because I was confused as to why they weren't in my possession yet. Because if you don't watch my wrap-ups, I read the first in this series last month, and I wanted to keep going, and I was like, why can't I find these books? And turns out Amazon had shipped that order with my other order that I thought I was unboxing. So I have them now. But side note, that was a side note, yes. I have been reading on my Kindle, and I feel like I never talk about my Kindle. If you guys want a video of what's on my Kindle, like how I buy cheap Kindle books, is the Kindle worth it? I've been considering making a video. Let me know if you guys would want that. But I had an arc that I needed to get to before October 6th, which is Tuesday, so I'm reading this, and oh no, I skipped a page. Okay. And basically, I'm holding this up as if you guys can see it. I'll insert a picture, but I'm reading Mistletoe and Mr Right, which is by Sarah Morgan Taylor, I believe. She is the author of The Tourist Attraction, which I do have on my shelf, which looks like this. I DNF'd as a tourist attraction, but not like for good. I'm not getting rid of it. I think I was just not in the right mindset. I've seen a lot of reviews that are like 3 stars, but I think I could enjoy this. However, I am enjoying Mistletoe and Mr Right 100 times better already, which is a great sign. I think the author is getting better every book she writes. I'm not sure if this was a debut novel. I have a feeling it is. But basically, the tourist attraction follows Zoe and Graham and their love story, but it also obviously have side characters, and some of the side characters are the main characters in Mistletoe and Mr Right. So we follow Lana, who is essentially Zoe's friend, a character who I did not love in the tourist attraction. I read almost like 200 pages of this one, so I kind of, you know, had a feeling for the characters. But surprising enough, I'm actually really enjoying her in this novel, as well as the male perspective who, why am I blanking on his name? Anyways, the male main character in here I'm loving. I adore his perspective. He's kind of like the grumpy hero and love interest, and I'm really enjoying the kind of differences in their personalities. They've only had a few interactions, but they've been hilarious. And basically, if you don't know, hadn't heard of this series of companion novels, Mistletoe and Mr. Right is another book that is set in Alaska, just like the tourist attraction. And in this town, there are some issues with moose, and in this particular book, there is what they call the Santa Moose, who kind of no one has ever seen, but it kind of wreaks havoc near Christmas time. And our main character, Lana, has kind of volunteered herself to try to find and catch and move the moose out of the town, which has never been done even by like the best people in town. And she's doing that because she needs to redeem herself for having purchased basically the entire town, and now everyone hates her, and she's trying to make this town kind of like her home. And I believe that the main love interest will actually join her on the quest to help her save the town and the moose, and that their love is kind of going to unfold from there. I like both of characters' backstories. I am 20% in about, so I have a lot more to read, but I'm so excited to have been approved for this arc because I was really in the mood for Christmas books, and because I'm trying to limit my book buying, I thought what better way than to read it as an arc and review it for you guys. So that's where I'm at with the reading. I'm going to read a lot more this afternoon, but I did want to like mention what I was doing. So Chasing Lucky is on hold for now, but it will be read in next week's vlog. So that's where I'm at. We had a good breakfast this morning, and yesterday night was so relaxing. My boyfriend and I ate fondue, which I forgot to vlog, but we're eating it again today because we're only 2 people and there's only so much fondue you can eat. So we're gonna eat some of that again, and I'll try to like vlog it for you guys. But we also watched Ratatouille, which was so fun. I haven't seen that movie in years, and it made me sad and happy all at once. So many emotions. And this morning I've been cleaning, so I have a little bit of like homework to do, which I'll work on this afternoon, but I want to get at least like 50% done with Mistletoe and Mr. Right today, so that I finish it like Monday or Tuesday and then write my review and have actual like books to talk about in this vlog as well. But yes, that's my rambly update. I've been super chatty today. I don't know what's happening to me, but my energy levels are through the roof. So yes, I'm going to change out of my filming clothes and get to doing more stuff with my day. Hello, it is almost 4 p.m. and I have been doing a little bit of homework and also reading. I'm now on chapter 6 of Mistletoe and Mr. Right, which is 36% of the way through, and I am loving this so much more than the first book in this companion novel series. The writing is so much better, the chemistry between the characters is amazing. The fact that there's like Christmas elements in here are making it incredible. I am just in a really good mood while I'm reading this. I'm having fun. I love the relationship our main characters have to one another, because I think I forgot to mention, like I forgot the main love interest's name, who also has chapters in here. His name is Rick. He is such a sweet man. I adore him so much. He is very gentle. He's kind of a grump, but it's also because he's very shy and he's very caring, and he really values respect above all else. And I just really appreciate him as a main character. I love being in his perspective and just how a little bit awkward he is. I can definitely relate to that. He doesn't have much of a family. He does live with his nephew, who we see a little bit about in the book, and he has a really grumpy cat and also a hedgehog, which I love these kinds of animals. Like I have 2 rabbits, which if you guys want to see more bunny content, let me know. But I just love these more like quirky little pets, and he takes care of his hedgehog so wonderfully, and it's so cute. Like he dresses him up and makes sure the hedgehog is okay, and it's just like a big giant with a cute heart. So I'm really loving his character. I do love Lana as well. She's a little bit more fierce and not like puts on more of a show, but she's a little bit more rigid, and you know, she comes from a background of a lot of money, and she likes, you know, when we're in her head, she kind of reflects on how that has created both good and bad in her life, and seeing her interact with her family is very interesting. I just really love the dynamic of this book. I was expecting a little bit more of the moose chase to have gone on, since I'm almost 40% of the way through this book. But it's kind of been on the back burner, which, I mean, it's normal. It's kind of like what keeps the plot moving without being a plot itself. But I'm curious to see where that's gonna go, and I really hope that our main characters have a very cute and swoon-worthy romance. I know it's a little bit complicated because Rick still has some difficulties getting over his divorce, and then Lana is never at the same spot because she works all over the world. So I'm excited to see how the author is going to make that kind of all intertwined together and be functional. I just think there's a lot at stake in this book, and I'm really appreciating it. I just think this book is so much more well crafted than The Tourist Attraction, which is making me think maybe I should give it another try. Maybe it was me. But I think I'm definitely loving this one better, and I know there's a third book probably that's going to come out in like 2021, and as of now, if it's more similar to this one, I would definitely pick it up. I have been listening to Christmas music in the background as well, just to like put me in the mood, and I have watched some booktube as well. I watched Gavin's new TBR video. He plays Play Your TBR Right, which is that card game he does, and he ended up with like 3 Christmas books on his TBR, and I'm so excited for him to read them because I want to know how he thinks of, like, what he thinks about them, so I can see if I want to put them on my eventual Christmas wish list. But I guess I'll see. And this is making me so excited for all the holiday books, like In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, One Way or Another, which is a YA book coming out as well. I'm in the holiday mood, and I'm not mad about it. Also, Angry Kitty wants to say hello. So I'm going to keep reading and maybe take a nap. I've been feeling kind of under the weather a little bit. So yeah, I'll update you guys probably 1 or 2 times more, and then we'll wrap up this weekend vlog so that I can start actually vlogging tomorrow. Hello, I was closing out the vlog and then I rewatched the clip, and I just want to warn you that the outro and me discussing the book of Mistletoe and Mr Right is going to have a little bit more of a close-up to my face than I would have liked, because I didn't realize that my camera was super zoomed in. But just focus on what I'm talking about, because I think I want to leave it in because it was pertinent, so enjoy. Hello, we are here to close out the vlog. It is now 9:15 p.m. I do have to get up at like 4:50 tomorrow, so we're gonna wrap this up. I did actually end up, to my surprise, finishing Mistletoe and Mr Right, which I absolutely adored. I put it through the Call Pile rating system, which, if you don't know what it is a rating system created by G at Book Roast. I'll leave it in the description if I can think of it. If not, just literally go on YouTube and write Call Pile. So I thought I'd go through it with you guys and kind of like discuss my rating for each of the different categories, so that way you can kind of get a hint of it, and then I'll kind of discuss my overall thoughts, just because this is a review copy. It does come out on Tuesday, which I think this vlog is going up on Thursday, so it'll already be out by the time you see this. But overall, just saying it, I do recommend picking that book up, even if you didn't love The Tourist Attraction. In my opinion, Mistletoe and Mr Right was so much better. So, for characters, I gave the overall characters an 8. I really loved both main characters. I think I enjoyed Rick a little bit more than I loved Lana, but I enjoyed both of them and their chemistry, and I think that was really well done. The atmosphere, I gave a 7. Like, you could clearly feel like the Christmas atmosphere and the Alaska atmosphere. I just think that I wasn't 100% like into it, and I wish there would have been a little bit more Christmas, but overall I did still really enjoy that aspect of the book. I love that they take place in Alaska. And then for the writing, I gave it an 8. I think that the characters, the descriptions, the setting, everything was really well done. I've seen like better writing, but it's better than the average person and definitely a lot better than what I could do. For plot, I gave a 7 because I think that the main premise of the book, which is to like find the Santa Moose, was kind of at the forefront sometimes, but also on the back burner at other times. And I think that maybe it's the marketing of the book, because I personally didn't really care about the moose. Like, I was in there for the romance, but I feel like it was kind of brought into the synopsis as like this big thing, which it is, but it's not at the same time. You learn more as you go through the book, but I think they put too much focus on that when the focus wasn't really on the moose. For intrigue, 7. I feel like it ties in with what I just said. Logic, 7. Again, it kind of all ties in together. And for my enjoyment, a 9. I had fun. I loved the romance and the chemistry. I giggled. I felt swoony. And I just had a grand old time. So that comes out at a 7.57, which I feel like half my compile ratings as of now, or even more than that, end up being 7.57. I don't know what it means for me, but that's where we're at. So yeah, I do think the book was really, really fun. It's super good, and it does bring you the like wintry, cozy feels. I, for one, love Christmas. I just wish there was a little bit more Christmas, especially because this book is set in the 2 weeks before Christmas, and there were like mentions of decorations and stuff, but I just feel like I would have liked a little bit more of it. There are trigger warnings for an accident that happens in the book, so if you're very sensitive to crashes and maybe like car crashes, maybe be careful and wary of that one, because it does happen at some point in the book. But it doesn't play a really big part in the book. I'm just letting you guys know because it is a sensitive topic for some people. But overall, I really love the characters. I loved the plot and the story. The romance was definitely my favorite part. That was spot on. I like the Alaskan feel. I just think it was great. A lot better than the tourist attraction in my opinion. And I just figured out that the third book actually comes out in January 2021. And now I'm super hyped for that one. It follows Easton, which is another boy in the friend group that lives in Moose Springs, which is like the town in Alaska that it's set. So yes, I would recommend, and if you guys were considering it or were looking for a fun adult romance, check it out. So I'm going to close out the vlog here. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like this video if you did, and consider subscribing to see more reviews and fun videos. And I'll see you very soon with another video. Stay safe and happy reading, you guys. Bye!